Well, here we are in Ban Jelačić Square. There's the statue of the great man himself with a big sword. And it's a beautiful sunny day today, albeit very cold as you would imagine. But the city is looking very festive. And there's some snow-covered crackers, nutcrackers. And here's obviously the major photo opportunity with Advent Zagreb made of steel or plastic chrome, could well be. And so what we're going to do now is wander round the corner towards Kaptol, which is where the cathedral is, because Sue wants to get some gloves. And this is where it all starts. This year it was December the 2nd, I believe, the lights turned on. And this is the first bit that they turn on, and the mayor's here and everybody's here. And then behind, later on this afternoon, these will all be open selling sausages and mulled wine and frituli, which is like a donut. And that over there is a medieval part of town. And there is a giant bear. Wonderful. Now this is Dolac Market, which is open every single day of the year, selling fresh fruit and veg produce. Over there by that rather large building, which used to be known as Zagreb 360, is also a flower market that's on 365 days a year. And then behind where that pink building is, that's Optavina, Ulica Optavina, which is like the craft beer alley of Zagreb. Lots of craft beer pubs up there. And also it's one of the few that are still actually lit by gaslight every night of the week. And going through that way leads you out to Kaptol, which is where the cathedral is. And Sue is in this tourist hat shop trying to find herself a pair of gloves because it is quite chilly. Just found another delightful little bar that sells our favourite tipple being Griff. It's got some great signs on the wall, like that one: exercise makes you look better naked, so does wine, your choice. And there's a brilliant one there: use the force, Harry, signed by Gandalf. What a cracking little bar. It's very bohemian, but it's just by the side of the Gritch tunnel, so you can shortcut it from the centre of town to here, but you can't stay late because the Griff Tunnel closes at 10 o'clock. What a cracking little bar this is. Wonderful. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, as per the thing above the fireplace, it's called the Black Cat, which in Croatian, and I'll probably pronounce this totally incorrectly, is Krini Mačak, which is black cat, apparently, in Croatian. So, having just fallen out of the Black Cat, several pints of Griff later, right next door is the entrance to the Gritch Tunnel, which I videoed last year when we were here at Advent, and this year they have seemed to have changed it slightly into what they're calling the Polar Express. Now, I have no idea what the Polar Express is, but it's ahead of us. So I assume makes an ass of you and me, but I assume that there's going to be something a little bit more or a little bit better than last year, where it was just literally net curtains. Oh, it is better. It's now the Polar Express. Still got the net curtains and some plastic glaciers, but it's nice. Oh, there's a rabbit. What's the rabbit going to do? No idea. It's bound around in the snow. And we have some cardboard glaciers here, and we have a wonderful little plastic house, and we have another cat or otter, whatever it is, and ooh, scary, more rabbits. What have rabbits got to do with the Polar Express? I don't know. And there's another plastic house. How wonderful is that? And another, I don't know what, animal of a sort. And there is a train on a train track which isn't running. And more houses and more plastic icebergs. But it's nice. And we've got some snowdrops coming down from the ceiling. Call me cynical, but if this costs more than a few bob with bits and pieces out of B&Q, I'll eat my hat. But nevertheless, it's still nice. So here we are, 2024 in the Gritch Tunnel. So here we are in Triguropa as part of the Advent celebrations here in Zagreb. And there's a radio station here playing some music. No idea what it's playing. Pretty old stuff. Sue and I have just stopped for some mulled wine, as you do. Just interestingly been to, as it says on the bag, Consum Smart. A smart supermarket. You put your card details in when you go into the shop, put your phone number in, go around, pick up your stuff, and you walk straight out with it. No till, no nothing. Really quite incredible. See how it works. See how much my bank account gets walloped for. Will it be the right amount or the wrong amount? I don't know. Anyway, Advent here in Zagreb. Lovely evening, very cold. Lots of gorgeous mulled wine. And so the adventure carries on. So here we are at the end of Triguropa. We're now going to head back round through to Banja Luka. And there's a very nice little Christmas tree there. And all of these stands are selling, effectively tourist or Christmas tourist tat, but also mulled wine, which is very nice. We've just had a glass of mulled wine. Yeah, we did. Which is really good. And then up here, as we turn to the right, it takes you to Capitol and the cathedral, which you can't really see, but it's still being repaired after the earthquake. There's Mula, which is one of the big, or the big department store in Zagreb. And on the left-hand side here, Gradska Kavana, Gradska Stedonica is the head office of the Zagreb Bank. And there is Johan Frank, which is a very nice bar but very expensive. And then here we enter into Banja Luka, or Trig Banja Luka. And we have more sausages and mulled wine. And people just generally enjoying themselves and having a great time. Which I suppose realistically is what Advent is all about. Wow. Oh, there's a big donut there. On a bicycle for some reason. And obviously there's a stage, as there always is with these things, but a stage void of DJ or void of band. But still, nevertheless, a very nice Christmas type of atmosphere. And I don't know what Sue's doing. I think she's after getting some more mulled wine and sausages. We'll have to see in a moment's time. So this is the bottom end of Banja Luka Square, as I said, outside the Zagreb Bank, or Zagrebačka Banka. And now we're going to walk down towards the other end of the square. As you can see, the Christmas lights are very pleasant. The 2025 is up already in anticipation of New Year. And there's somebody dressed in a big bear suit, I suppose you could say. There's Father Christmas. He's there a bit early. And as we then walk through here, the big photo point of the whole Advent Zagreb is here. Well, I guess people are queuing up to have their photographs taken. Then as we walk further, again 2025 showing up there. And then we walk further through this winter wonderland that is Zagreb in Zagreb. And right ahead of us, now bearing in mind, as you can see on the clock, possibly, it's only 6 o'clock. And so many people are out enjoying themselves at 6 o'clock at night. And there we have again the 2025 ready for New Year's Eve. And we also have the main square Christmas tree together with all the associated decorations around, including all of the lampposts around the square here. And over there is the Father Christmas tram. So this particular tram is decorated every year, and you may be able to see Father Christmas in front of the tram, and it's all lit up and all looks very, very pretty. Mostly for the kids, obviously, but it still adds to the atmosphere, does it not? And Sue and I are now going to go wandering over to there to have at least one more glass of mulled wine. And there's boss man himself, Banja Chicha, who the square is named after. There you have it. Advent in Zagreb. Now, many years ago, I think back in 2017, before COVID, before everything else, this used to be the go-to bar in Zagreb. It was called the Craft Room, and the guy behind the bar was a guy called Vedran, who was just an absolute beer monster. He knew everything about beer there was to know about beer. Now, it got a bad reputation, it shut down. It's now reopened as they call it, Barbarian. So it's partially craft beer bar, and it's partially a food bar as well. But they've got some incredible products on draft and also in tin. Tonight I've gone for a Nova Runda C4. Nova Runda Brewery in Zabrok, just outside Zagreb. And this is stupid stuff. This is stupid ABV, but I'm going to give it a try. And Sue is on a Zumashka. Yeah, she's on a Zumashka brewery, which again is in Zagreb. And she's on a pale ale with an ABV of only 4%. So it's not exactly stupid. Yeah. This is not stupid o'clock. This one is stupid o'clock. It's about 6.8 ABV. So when I've had this, it'll probably be time for bed. But at the moment we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 12 pumps on craft beer. So what an amazing place to be. Let's hope it lives up to the reputation that it had before when it was the Craft Room. So having taken a stroll out this morning, past Krivanec Park, which will all be illuminated tonight, and then Fuleranji, which means fooling around in Croatian, is in the next park, and then this one has every year outdoor ice skating, which is very popular. I won't be trying it because I'll probably break my bloody neck. And there's some terrific view of, I think that's the National Theatre, I can't be certain. And then all along here are stands selling various varieties of hot alcoholic drinks, such as that one over there is doing hot gin with honey and orange, and also, needless to say, mulled wine. And the most enormous coffee that I've ever had in my life, €2.50 for an egg cup full of coffee. Still, I suppose it's to be expected, is it not? Mighty Coca-Cola never miss a trick, do they? There's the Coca-Cola lorry over there with a It's got a genuine American unit on the front of it. Coca-Cola heaters, Coca-Cola oil drums as tables, and plastic Christmas trees. This is the Coca-Cola Christmas Village here in Zagreb. And right ahead, as per the name of the square, Kralj Tomislav, King Tomislav, the first king of this neck of the woods. Just over there is the Esplanade Hotel. This is the main tram stop servicing the main railway station, the Glavni Kolodvor, which is just over there. Time according to their clock is 11 o'clock. And then that takes you more to sort of the slightly more industrial part of the city. So we stopped at the other side of the ice rink now, and they're just basically scraping off the top surface of the ice to level it again after this first session this morning. And I've now found out that you buy your ice skating in 1 hour sessions, and there are set times that start and set times that finish, which is why it's completely devoid of skaters at the moment, because they're now waiting for the next session to start. And everywhere in Zagreb this time of year there are stalls selling different types of hot sausages, and Sue's just trying a spicy sausage with mustard. And I've got no idea what that thing sponsored by Coca-Cola is. No doubt it's a surprise box. You pay money, open the box and get something or nothing, as probably the case may be. This pile of snow here was from when it snowed a couple of weeks back, because obviously they have to take the snow off the ice because you can't ice skate on snow. So here we are on a very sunny but slightly chilly morning. So we just walked up from the various parks and had a quick look around Fullerani, which means fooling around in Croatian. Everything's shut at the moment, as you would imagine. It's only about 11:30 in the morning. So we're now sitting opposite the Hotel Dubrovnik, which is the only 5-star in the city centre. There's the Esplanade, which is a 5-star, but that was down where we were a few moments ago. And we're just sitting outside the Cosmopolitan Cafe, which we use virtually as a regular pit stop when we're here in Zagreb for a cup of coffee, because the sun isn't quite over the yard arm yet, and I've just managed to get myself a new vape. And the coffee is just right. Voila!
Thank you very much.
So there we have it, 2 large white coffees with milk. Having been to this restaurant on numerous occasions, we're here again. This is the curry bowl into Kalchijeva Street, which is the main sort of hospitality street in Zagreb. Lots of restaurants, lots of bars. Got some Sri Lankan lager as well, not silly ABV. This one's only 4.8, which is lower than the 8% ones they normally serve. The guys actually are actually expanding, but the first original restaurant, which is next door, is now being reconstructed. So this one has got a limited menu, but more than enough to choose from. So we will find out a bit later what the food is like. Excellent. So having just finished at the curry bowl, it's now time to have a little wander up to Kalchijeva, which is I think I said in the previous clip, the main restaurant oblique hospitality street in this part of Zagreb. Lots of cocktail bars, lots of ordinary bars, and also lots and lots of restaurants as well. And the Sri Lankan we've just been in, the food was very good. I have to say the price was probably a little bit toppy, but you know, when you're in a city centre or a capital city even, you expect to pay a little bit more for things than you perhaps would do normally. So we're going to wander further up to Kalchijeva to see if there's a bar that was open when we were here in summer, and see if it's still there, and go and have a quick beer and say hello to the landlord. So having wandered out of Tukalcheva, we're now back in Daniela Square, the centre of town. All looking very festive. A lot of people around. It's a cold night. I think it's probably pretty close to freezing. But there's plenty of mulled wine and hot sausages to have and other delights. I'm not sure what the other delights are, but there are other delights as well. And towards the end of the square, again is another part of the Christmas market. It goes on through that turning over there and down into town and towards the Krivenich Park. And then right at the end there, past the statue, there's lots more bars doing mulled wine and sausages and stuff. And then to the left is Trig Europa or Europa Square, where again there's lots more Christmas stands doing mulled wine and sausages and generally selling Christmas tourist hats. And then up there leads to the Dolec Market and then up to Wiener Street where all the craft beer pubs are. And we're going in the opposite direction tonight. Oh, and just going past the square now is the Father Christmas tram with instead of direction it says Sretan Božić, which is Happy Christmas in Croatian. And no doubt there'll be Father Christmases and other elves and things on that tram, taking mostly children for a ride around the town. And then here we approach, I think, what the City Council are calling Winter Wonderland. It is certainly winter, without a shadow of a doubt. Whether it's a wonderland is another question, but it's nice. You know, effort's been put into making it look nice and Christmassy for us. There's Mr. Man in a bear suit. And here we have Christmas trees with fake snow, although I would imagine next month in January and possibly February there will be real snow here, because that's the month, or the months rather, where this part of the world tends to get real snow. And there's everybody's favourite photo spot, Advent Zagreb. And then we head towards the end. Everybody's taking pictures, so you've got to dodge around people with their cameras at the moment. As you can see, selfie time. So over there is Trig Europa, and in front of us is more mulled wine, hot sausages, etc., etc. And the fountain all lit up with Christmas candles. How pleasant is that? Right at this moment in time, I appear to have lost Sue. And no doubt we'll find each other again in a few minutes' time. So we're at the other end of the square now, and Sue's made a new friend. Auntie and Uncle Blob. So as you can see, lots of stalls selling the obligatory Croatian sausage, mulled wine, even hot gin. Not quite sure what that would be like, but might be worth a try. So everybody out enjoying themselves, which is great, isn't it? And that cable car's been taken down from up the top. It was up the top a couple of years ago.
Are you still Billy?
I am still Billy.
All right.
So ahead of us then to the right is Trig Europa, which we'll probably wander down in a few moments' time. Not quite sure what all these photo opportunities are all about. Ah, it's a bread shop with another Mrs. Blobby. So as we leave this bit, and I'm not sure what this bit is called, but we'll call it this bit, and then we wander up here. Ahead of us is Capitol and also the cathedral as well, and as we wander further on, we turn the corner into Trig Europa, or as I said earlier, Europe Square, for more Advent festivities. It's all very pleasant, I have to say. It all looks very, very nice. And the weather is behaving itself, although there is rain forecast for later, but I'm not sure whether it will arrive or not. So I've just had orders from head office that a mulled wine is on the way, so now we've got to go and find somewhere to have a mulled wine. So, more sausages on the go over there, more mulled wine on the go as well, and ooh, tourist hat. Silly Christmas hats for silly tourists like Sue who can't resist tourist hat. And she wants to take a troll home, and there's a whole stall full of them here. Hopefully she won't spot them. This bar's been here for years, and I can't really understand how a bar survives when it calls itself cheese and wine. I'm sure they do more than cheese and wine, but it does seem a kind of a bizarre thing to sell and to name a bar. I mean, if you didn't know that it did something different, you say, oh, I don't want cheese and wine today, I'll go somewhere else. Okay. So having made it about halfway down Trig Europa, the smell of mulled wine was too much. So Sue and I have both got a nice hot red mulled wine from Bar 45. They also do frittuli as well. Frittuli is like little round donuts that you can have with cream or chocolate or jam, and they make them in cups, and everybody walks around with them with a big like cocktail stick and picks them out on a cocktail stick and eats them. And that building there's a stage. I think it's something to do with the local radio station, but there's something going on there, and I'm not sure what it is, but it doesn't sound very interesting, so I'm not going to bother looking at it. And over there, yet more tourist hat. And over there, yet more mulled wine. And over there, very expensive chocolate. And back down there is Trig Banjelicic, or Banjelicic Square. So Thursday evening, I say Thursday evening, it's actually only 6:10. And already, as you can see, it's absolutely pitch black, and it has been for about the last hour or so. It gets very dark here very quickly at this time of year. But what do we care? It's nice, it's not too cold. And we've got hot mulled wine. What more could a man want? Right, so continuing our journey, just popped out of Trig Europa. Here is, I have to say, what a spectacularly decorated restaurant. I mean, that is really the Christmas spirit, is it not? So this takes us towards Capitol, which was rather originally part of another town, because Zagreb wasn't one place. Years ago it was several places, and over the years it's got joined together. So this bit was originally called Capitol, and it is what's left of most of the medieval side of the city. And hiding behind the trees is the cathedral, which apparently they are literally reinforcing with steel all the way through to stop it getting damaged again should there be another earthquake, and they reckon it's going to take years to get it finished. which is a shame. Although I did read today they hope to get it open for Christmas, at least for a service or two. But at the moment it literally is out of bounds, unfortunately. So here's another touristy tat shop with some nice tourist hat. And then as we go around the corner here, it will take us back into Banja Luka, the main square, which is just down there. And Sue is doing what Sue does best, looking at a tourist tat. How lovely is this? And we're now going to go over to this balloon, and Sue's going to get a photo opportunity. Tell you what, this city certainly knows how to do Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas as well. That's Banja Luka Square there, and we're going down to Krivenich Park now. And I've been called, apparently, so I must go. Bye-bye. So we come over the road, actually, to look at this young lady who's very good, I have to say. What a great backdrop she's got as well to play her songs. Look, lovely Christmas lights. This is Ulica Ilica, which you might as well say is the Oxford Street of Zagreb. It's where all the main and the most expensive shops are. And here comes the number one, going to Borongash. And here comes the, whoa, the number one going the other way. Nearly took my toes off. And there's a nice balloon there, which Sue's just had a photograph taken in. And we're going to wander up there, and we're going down to Krivenich Park, where there's some superb Christmas decorations. So more to come on this evening out in Zagreb. So we come out of Banja Luka now, and walking down by the side of the Dubrovnik, which I filmed earlier, the only 5-star hotel in the centre of Zagreb. Not the only 5-star hotel in the city, but the only one in the actual centre. And now we're heading towards Krivenich Park, which has some very nice Kringle decorations. Christmas dog. And there's so many of these little alleyways here where there are different things going on, and as you can see, everybody's enjoying their mulled wine and their sausages, and there's the boys in blue going past here, obviously just keeping an eye on things, making sure nothing gets out of the ordinary. And then just ahead of us is the Cosmopolitan Cafe, where we had a cup of coffee earlier on today. And all the side streets have dingly danglies. So the Croatian adventure continues towards Krivenich Park. So, as promised earlier, we've now arrived at Krivenich Park, and as you can see, it's very, very festive here. Lots of people meandering around. In fact, the main road there going down to the railway station has been blocked off by the police and now made pedestrian only. How that affects the trams, wouldn't have a clue. But as you can see, there's the sign, Advent Zrinjevac. That's the name of this particular park. And this is a very ancient meteorological instrument that's wound up every Monday and tells the temperature, the time and the humidity. And there's always entertainment going on in here. over the Advent period. I think every night there's something different on. And in the centre there is a bandstand, and I don't know whether the video is picking it up, but there is a band with a female singer which is also being piped through speakers attached to all the trees in this area. And of course there are the obligatory stalls selling tourist hats, some a little bit better than others, but at the end of the day it's just another way to extract more euros from your pocket, having that you're feeling in the festive Christmas mood.
Okay, now I'm going to do the whoops.
Well, there's a little break, and there's a Fratule bar over there for the donuts. There's a wine bar there, and there's one that's got my interest called Fakin over there. Now Fakin, and I'm not swearing, is a type of craft beer here in Croatia, Fakin IPA. So maybe I'll go for a Fakin pint of IPA in a minute. Who knows? But as I said, there's always entertainment here in Krivenic Park. And there's another park, just one down, which is the Strossmayer Park, which has Fulleranje, which means fooling around. So we may go and visit that in a few moments' time. Who knows? The night is yet young. So bearing in mind you've got 3 parks in a row here. That's Krivenic Park. And the next park down is Strossmayer. Then the next park down is King Tomislav, where the ice skating rink is. So this one now is dedicated to Fulleranje. Fulleranje in Croatia means fooling around, which I guess is what people do when they get here. Jolly interesting, isn't it? See, Coca-Cola never miss a trick to sponsor something or the other against their competitors Pepsi Cola. So Coke 1, Pepsi 0 tonight. And this one really is, I don't know, there's a bit of music, lots of places serving different types of food, and of course lots of alcohol as well. And we did a photo opportunity there today, didn't we?
Yes.
And we did one there as well. I was in that one. I was the man in that frame.
You hide baked beans.
And this is a kind of a vape stand here. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Weirdly wonderful vaping. Yeah. First evening, and it's pretty well heaving, yeah. In fact, it's going to be difficult to walk through this, so I think I shall cut off filming now, otherwise I'll just get bumped and nudged all over the place. But it's different types of food. It's like a sort of a street food venue with a bit of music and obviously a lot of alcohol as well. Goes without saying. Fooling around. As I've said before on this video, the Croats certainly know how to do Christmas. I think it leaves a lot of towns in the UK and where we live in Spain standing. I mean, you know, this is what it's all about, isn't it, really, I guess. Now, having done a load of walking around the various parks, on the way back to our apartments is this bar here. It's called the Orient Express, and apparently it is supposedly meant to represent what the Orient Express may have looked like, and it does to a certain extent. If you look next door, you can see there are like luggage racks on the wall and windows that could possibly be train windows. And Sue's on the mulled wine, and I'm on the Grotti Carlavacco, but one has to do what one has to do. But a cracking little bar, and it's only about, 150 metres from our apartment. It's in Ulica Nikola Tesla Street. And it sort of looks a bit like a railway carriage in some respects. Yeah, and also you can smoke in here. How good is that? Well, I don't smoke anymore, but you can vape in here as well.